On behalf of the Commanding General, Brigadier General Eric Sanchez, and Command Sergeant Major William Maddox, we would like to welcome Team White Sands Missile Range to this quarter's Honors and Retirement Ceremony. The host for this event is Brigadier General Eric Sanchez, Commander of White Sands Missile Range. We would also like to welcome ATEC Commanding General Major General John Charlton, ATEC Command Sergeant Major Andrew Connett, Mr. Paul Mann, White Sands Missile Range Executive Director, Colonel Dave Brown, U.S. Army Garrison Commander, White Sands Missile Range, Colonel Eric Reno, Test Center Commander, White Sands Missile Range, Mr. Glenn Adams, Chief of Staff, White Sands Missile Range, and Command Sergeant Major William Wofford, Command Sergeant Major, U.S. Army Garrison, White Sands Missile Range. Welcome family members and friends who have joined us here for today's Honors and Retirement Ceremony. Please rise for the entrance of the official party, remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Reynolds, and the playing of the national anthem.
I invite you to bow with me, please. Almighty God, we come before you today recognizing that you are the giver of good gifts, and that includes people. So we desire to honor you as we honor the achievements and service of these individuals who have faithfully and served our nation with dignity and distinction. In ceremony, we mark and celebrate the gratefulness of the nation, the Army, their command, White Sands Missile Range, fellow soldiers, and DoD civilians. Now some will move out of the Army while others will continue to serve our nation in different capacities. Whatever their transition or occasion, we ask that you grant them wisdom and the eyes to see your hand of blessing upon them. Further, we ask your blessing upon their families. Give them your strength and grace as they step off together into this new endeavor. May you bless us with your presence today and give your blessing upon this ceremony. We also ask that you protect our service members and DoD civilians who are currently in harm's way. Guard them, strengthen their families until they arrive safely home. We ask this in your most precious and holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. The following Team Wismer employees are being recognized for 25 years of service to the United States government and will be receiving a certificate and pin for this milestone. Samantha Dole. Teresa Martinez. The following Team Whisper employees are being recognized for 30 years of service. Anna Marie Cardone. Paul Brown. Eric Tessier. The following Team Whisper employees are being recognized for 35 years of service. Douglas Bubb. Scott Feigum. Rox Gatia. Robert Konchalski. Manuel Reyes. And Hector Campos. Let's give these employees a round of applause. The following Team White Sands Missile Range employees are being recognized for the following awards. The Commander's Award for Civilian Service is presented to Lisa Jacobs for her exemplary service during the period of 12 April 2009 to 12 May 2017. Ms. Jacobs' service as the White Sands Missile Range Garrison Senior Budget Analyst proved her to be a consummate professional, not just to the Garrison and Directorates, but also to Installation Management Command. Ms. Jacobs has never allowed the Garrison Command to fall short or fail any mission embarked upon. Her professional leadership has shown her dedication to the Garrison and its support. Her dedication to duty, performance standards, and technical competence reflect great credit upon herself, White Sands Missile Range, and the United States Army. Signed, Ronald D. Brown, Colonel, Logistics Command. The Commander's Award for Civilian Service is presented to Tristan Gilbert for exceptionally meritorious service while serving as the White Sands Missile Range Lead Opposing Force Planner for the White Sands Missile Range Cybersecurity Tabletop Exercise during the period of 20 March 2016 to 24 March 2017. Mr. Gilbert distinguished himself through his superior technical knowledge and dedication to mission accomplishment. His uncompromising standards and unparalleled initiative ensured consistently outstanding mission accomplishment for this event. His knowledge, skills, and contributions have brought great credit upon himself, the United States Army White Sands Missile Range, and the United States Army. Signed, Eric Sanchez, Brigadier General Commanding. The following Service for exceptionally meritorious service while serving as White Sands Missile Range operational Blue 4 planners for the White Sands Missile Range cybersecurity tabletop exercise during the period of 20 March 2016 to 24 March 2017. They distinguished themselves through superior technical knowledge and dedication to mission accomplishment. Their uncompromising standards and unparalleled initiative ensured outstanding mission accomplishment for this event. Their knowledge, skills, and contributions have brought great credit upon themselves, the United States Army White Sands Missile Range, and the United States Army. Signed, Eric Sanchez, Brigadier General, Commanding. The employees being recognized are James Hayden, Ivan Hernandez, Darren Loken, Michael Medeiros, Ronald Olson, David Salas, and Gregory Vickers. The Achievement Medal for Civilian Service is presented to Abram Trujillo for his superior organizational skills and leadership as the acting test center facility manager. Abe accomplished this difficult job seamlessly. From editing work orders to developing contracts with the Army Corps of Engineers, his performance was excellent. The Network Enterprise Center MILCON submission was so well written, it was selected as the top project for all of ATEC. His accomplishments have been exemplary and reflect great credit upon himself, White Sands Missile Range, and the Department of Defense. Signed, Eric Sanchez, Brigadier General, Commanding. The Achievement Medal for Civilian Service is presented to Jason Pingo for exemplary performance as the lead planner for the 2016 Wismar Holiday Ball and the 2017 Army Birthday Ball. Mr. Pingo demonstrated dedication to duty, consummate esprit de corps, and reverence for the Army. Mr. Pingo's exceptional professionalism and dedication to duty reflects greatly upon himself, the U.S. Army Test and Evaluation Command, White Sands Missile Range, and the United States Army. Let's give all our awardees one more round of applause. We now invite Mr. Richard Martinez, wife Gloria, son Richard II, daughter-in-law Celeste, grandson Richard III, and grandson Anthony Jose Hokie Martinez to center stage. The certificate of appreciation is presented to Mr. Richard Martinez. It reads, "On the occasion of your retirement, I wish to extend to you my personal thanks and the appreciation of the United States Army for the many years of service which you have given to our country. I share your pride in the contribution you have made to the Army, and I trust that you will maintain an active interest in the Army and its objectives during your retirement. You take with you my best wishes and those of your fellow employees for happiness and success in the years that lie ahead." Signed, Eric Sanchez, Brigadier General, Commanding. The certificate of retirement with PIN is presented to Mr. Martinez for dedicated service during his career with the federal government of the United States of America, which reflects great credit upon White Sands Missile Range, the Department of the Army, and the Federal Career Service. The Commander's Award for Civil Service is awarded to Mr. Martinez for demonstrated excellence in the performance of his duties over his civil service career, starting 21 September 1981 to 3rd August 2017. Mr. Martinez has excelled in his various capacities at White Sands Missile Range, leveraging his technical knowledge and communication skills to rise through the ranks and become a strong manager and leader at White Sands Missile Range and in the surrounding community. Mr. Martinez carried out his duties in an exceptional manner, managing and leading a staff of scientists, engineers, and technicians supporting developmental testing for major Army test programs at White Sands Missile Range. Mr. Martinez's performance and service reflect great credit upon himself, White Sands Missile Range, and the Department of the Army. In recognition of his dedication over his 35-year civil service career, Mr. Martinez is hereby granted the Commander's Award for Civilian Service. Gloria Martinez is now presented with a certificate of appreciation from White Sands Missile Range Commander Brigadier General Eric Sanchez, and flowers on behalf of her husband Richard. Let's give Mr. Martinez and his family one more round of applause, people. Proper way to close that out is go Miners. We now invite Mr. Harding and his spouse Carolina to center stage. The certificate of appreciation is presented to Mr. Gilbert Harding. It reads, "On the occasion of your retirement, I wish to extend to you my personal thanks and the appreciation of the United States Army for the many years of service which you have given to our country. I share your pride in the contributions you have made to the Army, and I trust that you will maintain an active interest in the Army and its objectives during your retirement. You take with you my best wishes and those of your fellow employees for happiness and success in the years that lie ahead. The certificate of retirement with pin is presented to Mr. Harding for dedicated service during his career with the federal government of the United States of America, which reflects great credit upon White Sands Missile Range, the Department of the Army, and the Federal Career Service. The Commander's Award for Civilian Service is presented to Mr. Harding to officially commend him for performance excellence in the execution of his duties during his civil service career, spanning from 24 August 1981 to 3 August 2017. Mr. Harding's exceptional technical acumen and foresight led to a multitude of funded range modernization accomplishments, range infrastructure, and instrumentation advancements. Mr. Harding developed collaborative relationships with internal and external stakeholders to perform safe and technologically significant achievements in weapon test and evaluation for the interest of national security. Mr. Harding leaves a legacy of dedicated service, excellent leadership, and professionalism at White Sands Missile Range. Mr. Harding is commended for demonstrating the Army values through diligent customer service and an exemplary devotion to duty. These contributions reflect great credit upon himself, White Sands Missile Range, and are in keeping with the highest traditions of the Department of the Army. Signed, Eric C. Reno, Colonel, Field Artillery, Commanding. Carolina is now presented with a certificate of appreciation from White Sands Missile Range, Commander Brigadier General Eric Sanchez, and flowers on behalf of her husband. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of White Sands Missile Range, Brigadier General Eric Sanchez.
I'll tell you, it's a great day to be leading White Sands Missile Range as we get to honor all these great individuals as they came up and for all the great things that they do for this organization. So before I get started, let's give one big, great round of applause for everybody that came up here and all that they do. Department of the Army civilians are part of the overall team of the Army team, and we can't do what we do out on the battlefield if we didn't have great Army civilians that are here at places like White Sands and other test centers and facilities like this doing what you do day in and day out. So you truly are part of the total Army team, and we depend on you doing what you do in order for us to be able to do what we do. So that's very important and something that I want everybody to remember as you go into your day-to-day job and what you do. It truly is a profession, just like our profession of arms that we have on the uniform side. But without you doing all that you do, we cannot do our job as well. So on behalf of the Army, I want to thank everybody for those two that are retiring for your years of service, and for those that got recognized for all your time in service supporting the Army. Thank you on behalf of the Army. Civil servants, as I said, is vital to the success of not only White Sands Missile Range, but all of the Army, and you were definitely part of that team. You provide continuity and expertise that we on the uniform side, we kind of come and go. We're here for a couple of years, 3 years maybe, and then we're gone. But You are the continuity that keeps places like White Sands going, and we really can't do this mission without you. Be proud of what you accomplish, whether you're retiring or you only have 25 years and 25 more to go, like I told Teresa when she was up here. Be proud of what you do and know that you are part of something much bigger than White Sands Missile Range. And then to the families and to your coworkers, I want to say thank you for your support. To all those that were here up on stage, they couldn't do it without the family support, kicking them out of bed every day, or the co-workers, on those days when it's cold and rainy outside or something, and they're there saying, hey, we got to go do what we got to do to make this mission a success. And you guys hit home runs on a daily basis, and we really appreciate that. I want to talk a little bit about the relevance of what you do in a bigger scheme of things. We live in a complex world and a turbulent world. All you have to do is turn on the TV and take a look at what's going on in North Korea, and I know everybody's hearing more and more what is going on with North Korea and what they do. Russia, what's going on in Europe, ISIS in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria, as well as in Southeast Asia. China, who's flexing their muscles in the South China Sea, and then the numerous cyber threats that are ongoing all the time, and you constantly have to be vigilant. These are real world things that are going on, and what we do here at White Sands, and what you do in particular, those of you that were awarded today, is you help us to be ready to counter these threats and bring on capabilities so that we can go after those threats. And again, we cannot do it without you doing what you do day in and day out. All right, now I want to focus a little bit on our two that are retiring, because I think it's important that we send off those that have put in this amount of years in support of our nation. We send them off right, and again, Gil and Richard, I really appreciate you guys participating in this event, having two people that have been here this long in the key roles that you have, saying, hey, I'm willing to participate in this event that is less than a year old, says a lot for you and what we're trying to do and where we're trying to take Team Wismar. So you're setting the stage, and for those of you that are coming behind them, if these two crusty old guys can do it, when it's your turn, we would really like to see you off the same way that we're seeing them off. So let's start out with Gil Harding. He came to White Sands, you heard it, 1981. I think he did a couple years at Fort Bliss prior to coming here, but in 1983, he came here to White Sands. Some of the key positions that he had: Director of Systems Engineering. He established the Advanced Range Instrumentation Time-Space position, also known as ARTIS. Key employee at Health Staff, and currently holding the position as Director of Range Control, which is a monster. And anytime I go down to the range control facility and see the orchestration of things that are going on there, I just leave amazed at how they're able to make something so complex as a missile firing or something else like that look so easy, and they couldn't do it without Gil, without your leadership leading the way, so we really appreciate that. Richard Martinez came in 1981 to White Sands Missile Range. He was the Material Test Project Engineer for Theater Missile Defense, Chief of Tactical Missiles Branch, Chief of Applied Science, and Chief of Future Force Directorate. And recently he has also been the acting MT. So both of those gentlemen had some pretty key roles. If you look at where we are in missile defense and some of the other things that I talked about, they were right there in the weeds, making sure that we could do what we have to do. And sir, I know you're looking at integrated air missile defense over the next couple of days. You probably want to talk to Richard before you get out of here, because he's got a wealth of knowledge in that respect. These are competent, committed, friendly, honorable, and family men, as you can see, as they brought up their families with them. So let's again give these two great individuals a round of applause. I always like to talk a little bit about what was going on in the years that they came on board. So let's look back at 1981 and see some of the things. Some of you younger people may not know what I'm talking about, but talk to some of the older ones and they'll be able to square you away. So Jesse's Girl by Rick Springfield came out. I believe Rick Springfield was actually an actor in a soap opera, and then he did this on the side. So you can YouTube that one if you're not familiar with it. In 1981, New Mexico State University beats UTEP 14-7. Also in 1981, New Mexico State University beats UTEP 78-61 in basketball. But unfortunately, we felt sorry for them. We are good teammates, so we allowed them to beat us 70-52 in the rubber match that year. Also in 1981, the term internet was first mentioned, and look where we are now. All right, now let's look at 1983. Star Wars Episode 6 came out in 1983. Bon Jovi was formed. Ronald Reagan introduced the Strategic Defense Initiative, also known as Star Wars program, in 1983. And we know that kind of went away, but some of the things that came from that program we're actually using today. And then finally, Microsoft Word was first released, made our lives a lot easier. Those of us that were using things prior to Microsoft Word know what I'm talking about. All right, a couple quotes, one from a very famous person and one from somebody who's not quite famous yet, but probably will be after this. The first one, if you can dream it, you can do it, by Walt Disney. And the second one, retirement must be wonderful. It's doing nothing without worrying about being caught, by First Lieutenant Fong. All right, and finally, in closing, we must never forget, soldiers use the equipment that we test and produce out here at White Sands every day. Freedom isn't free, and it's tough business out there, as I talked about, with the complex world that we live in. You're part of the Wismer story, so for those of you that are retiring, you're always going to be part of that team, so what we need you to do at this point is share those stories and help be advocates as we recruit the follow-on personnel that'll be here for the next 30-some years after you. We really need your help in that regard. And you're the best recruiters out there because you lived it and you know what White Sands is all about. You'll always be part of the team, so you're always welcome back here. Maybe not to work because your spouses will kill us if we bring you back on, but at least to come visit, and please do that. And then finally, just remember, you are part of the greatest. You're a part of the greatest country in the world, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We would now like to invite Mr. Richard Martinez, wife Gloria, son Richard II, daughter-in-law Celeste, grandson Richard III, and grandson Anthony, as well as Mr. Gilbert Harding and his wife Carolina to stand in front of center stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain standing for the singing of All Night Zion and the Army Song. The words can be found in your program.
So
Please join Major General Charlton and Command Sergeant Major Canet, Brigadier General Sanchez and Command Sergeant Major Maddox in congratulating today's retirees. This concludes today's ceremony. Truth and testing.